Hello my dear friends, welcome to our new lecture on variables and data types. Now let us start this with a program. So I have written a program here. Here you can see we have included the IOStream file and the namespace standard. Now our program has three variables A, B and C. The value of A is 10, B is 15 and the value of C is A plus B. But you can see here that we are getting an error. The error is that the identifier A is undefined. Similarly, B is undefined and C is also undefined. So how do we get rid of this error? Now let us see on our board. So in C++ we need to specify what is the kind of data and how big the data is going to be. For example, this is a box, so it should have what is the kind of data and how big the data is. So for integers we have to write int in front of the variables. So int a will ensure that the variable a is an integer. So this specifies two things. First, that it is a number, and second, the storage. The storage for integer is 4 bytes. So for defining a variable we need two things. First is the storage type and second is the storage name. Storage type and storage name. For example, in this storage type is A and the storage type is integer and the storage name is A and a semicolon in the last. Now we can also initialize our variables. For example, we can write it as int a equals to 10. This will first make a as an integer and then initialize its value to the value 10. Now one thing that you should keep in mind is that if you have not initialized the variable a, the value in a will be a garbage value and it will contain some random value. Now let us see in our program how we can change the errors. So for this a we can write as int a. For b we can simply put int in front of it. For c we can put int c. So you see that now we do not have any error. So let us run the program. So you see that we get the value of 25 here. The value is 10 plus 15. So the answer is 25. So our program runs smoothly. Now other than the integer, let us see what are other data types that we can use. Now other than integer, we have the data types as characters. We can initialize it with some character like A, B, C, D, etc. We have other data type as float, then decimal. No, not not decimal, but double. Then boolean. This both float and double, these both store the fractional number like 16.5. The difference is that float, for storing the float we use 4 bytes and for double we use 8 bytes. To store the character we only need 1 byte. and to store the value of the boolean variable we need 1 byte. Now this boolean stores true or false, but it generally returns 1 or 0. If it returns 1, the value is true. If it returns 0, the value is false. Now to know the storage space of the data types or the variables, you can use the function size of. This we will use in our upcoming lectures. Now let us see what are the rules that you need to keep in mind while naming the variable. Now generally the name of the variables can contain the alphabets small abc up to z, capital alphabets abc up to z, and an underscore and the numbers 0 to 9. Please do not include any other special characters while naming your variables. The second rule is that the name of the variable can't be started with a number. For example, you can't name a variable as 1c. This is not correct. The correct way to name a variable can be c1 or c underscore 1, etc. Now other than this, let us see how we can take the input. Now there is a command to take the input, and that command is the cin command. Now when we use the cin command, at the point of location of the cin command, the computer waits for the user input. Now this cin command is also defined in the IO stream file. So just like the cout command, cin command is also in the IO stream file. So we need to include our IO stream file to execute the cin command. And just like cout, the cin is also in the standard namespace. So we need the line using namespace standard for this cin command to run properly. Now let us write a program in which we will take input of A and B, and then we will store the value of both, and then we will add the values A and B and put it into the variable C, and then we will print the value of C. Now first we will need to define A and B. So we have defined here A and defined here B. So we will use the cin command for A and cin command for B. The value of C will be A plus B and C will get printed. Now let us run our program. So you see here that it waits for the user input. So let us give the value of 10 and the value of 15. So you see here that we gave the value of 10 and we gave the value of 15. So the answer is 10 plus 15, that is 25. So the value of C is 25. Now instead of giving it in line by line, we can also give the value in the same line. See, in A and B. Now let us again run the program. So the value given is 10 and 15, and we get the answer as 25. So we can write the cin command in the single line for getting the input of our variables. Now you can change this integer to float or double or some character, and then take the input and then print the output whatever you like. So in this video we learned about data types and variables and about taking the input. So that is all in this lecture. Thank you for watching.